With sagebrush, scattered foothills, lakeside resorts, rolling mountains and hillsides, and an arid desert, the Okanagan Valley of British Columbia is a lush, lake-dotted region stretching north to south for over 250 kilometers. Famous for its world-class vineyards, which account for over 80% of BC's vineyard acreage, fresh fruit orchards, and sparkling lakes, the Okanagan Valley serves as a premier destination for outdoor recreation, lakeside living, and farm-to-table dining. It is indeed a sun-drenched dreamscape that offers up a bit of everything for those of us who like to play outside all year long, with gobs of super dry powder in the winter, sparkling turquoise and deep blue lakes to paddle in the summer, and bikes to ride, well, whenever you want to, really. BC is at the top of the proverbial heap for many around the world when it comes to mountain bike destinations. But it's a big space, and the diversity of riding throughout Canada's westernmost province is sometimes an overlooked characteristic. While many picture the rainforests and glowing green mossy landscape of the sea to sky corridor where mountain biking in BC comes up, the Okanagan Valley offers much more sunshine, warm temps, and wide open vistas just a few hours east of the Coast Range. It might not get quite as much attention as other parts of the province, but for those who call the Okanagan Valley home, there is a whole lot of love and energy being put into these trails. My name is Brice Shirbach, and this is the Okanagan single-track edition of Underexposed. The Okanagan Valley comprises several communities ranging from rural to metropolitan. For this episode, we're going to take a look at four in particular that are evenly spread throughout the region: Osoyoos, Penticton, Kelowna, and Vernon. Each of these communities has a very distinctive feel from the others, both on and off the bike, but they also share a kinship that comes from calling this narrow slice of BC home. I was lucky enough to spend time with leaders from each community to discuss the challenges unique to their area and how they view trails as a means to improve life for those who call the Okanagan Valley home. We're going to take it from the top, starting in Vernon, BC.
My name's Julie Melanson, and I've been part of the trails for, maybe 10 years. I coach, and at the moment I manage our whole trail network, which is 3 different provincial parks and hopefully a new area that's non-provincial park pretty quick here. You know, I grew up here and it took me leaving and coming back to really appreciate it. I think you just take it for granted that there's so much, but there's people that move here for the outdoors. You're more likely to see someone you know on the trails than downtown, because that's why people live here, right? They're here to recreate on mountain bikes. They're here to jump in the lake, to grab a paddleboard and go paddling, and even skiing. So in the spring it's really fun because we have a trifecta that people will ski in the morning, then bike, and then paddle in the evening. And you can, or if you're a golfer, you could throw golfing into that. So you can do many things in one day. People come here for the lakes. They're beautiful, they're warm to swim in. Kalamalka Lakes, call it the Lake of Many Colors, and it's been voted as one of the most beautiful lakes in the world. Don't tell anyone. So Knox celebrated their 20th anniversary last year, which is a pretty good history of trail building and maintaining trails. It was founded by a group of friends that were probably at this stage rogue trail building and wanted to make it official. And they're still here and around, and they've mentored the next crew coming in. I think Knox is one of the strongest memberships in all of the Okanagan, and which just shows that at the end of the day, people really want their trails to be there. It's part of why I love BC. It's so diverse that you can find a bit of everything. You can find the rainforest down at the coast. You can find, I feel like the coast, the Kootenays, even the Chilcotin regions, they all have a flavor. For us, we do have a very dry climate, and that brings more of like the jagged rocks and slabs out. The rocks, like Americans would think of when you go to Utah, right? Like you can stick to them as you ride. And that's really what shows off this area, except because we're cooler, we also have more. We do have a few bits and pieces of rainforest with the cedar forest, so we do have that loamy bits. We really have a bit of everything for everyone.
seemingly every trail throughout the Okanagan Valley pairs views of a sparkling lake with surprisingly warm temperatures, this part of Vernon does indeed more closely resemble the deep and loamy Pacific Northwest forests that we have come to associate with classic BC riding. Vernon is a bit out there and a bit up there, so it's a good idea to be prepared for a little more weather than other parts of the Okanagan Valley, and a whole lot more low.
My name is Ryan McKenna, and I'm an old school trail builder, previous part of the MTBCO Trail Association here in Central Okanagan, and now I'm just an advocate for the trails, and I also continue helping with the trail building around here. The lifestyle here in the Central Okanagan is very recreational. A lot of people come here to enjoy the dry, warm summers and the lakes. And then in the winter, there's great skiing and snowboarding at the local hills. You can come out here and visit all the cities here in the Okanagan here and have a completely different experience, trail network to trail network. Like some will be wide open, fast, flowy trails. Other ones will be like deep in the woods, steep, mellow stuff. We have trail networks here, like fully built out free ride zones. And then we got two really good bike parks here. We got like Big White and Silver Star, great bike parks to go during the summer when it is that hot. Like when we're talking with the province and we want to have them understand more what mountain bikers want, sometimes we compare it to like skiing and like the way ski trails are rated. And you know, there's advanced skiers and there's advanced mountain bikers, and advanced skiers don't want to be riding on boring trails. So we have to offer them trails that have interesting features on it and that will challenge them. So trying to keep the trail challenging and having that balance between reliability and challenging is kind of what we try to like have those land managers understand, because most of them don't mountain bike, right? They don't understand that. But occasionally some of them do, and then you kind of get your foot in the door and then things start to happen, right? Even just like lately, they've been changing what their standards are for mountain biking trails, and that's been a community project with all the trail associations and the province to get that full understanding, and that's just a work in progress that we're all looking forward to seeing the final product for.
You can let it down, jump into the river, baby, easy as it sounds, never quite as easily done. Okay, take into account that it's all about change.
Most of the Okanagan Valley has a somewhat rural vibe, but Kelowna is decidedly much more metropolitan than its counterparts, with a population of over 165,000, a proper waterfront, one of BC's top-ranked universities, and restaurants that stay open past 8 p.m. I'm just kidding. Kinda. There are certainly trails to be found well off the beaten path here, but man, it is hard to pass up the opportunity to film on the bevy of flow trails, ridge lines, slabs, and steeps that appear to drop right into downtown.
My name is Travis Krasinski. I live in Penticton, British Columbia. I am currently trail coordinator for Penticton and Area Cycling Association. That's my fun job. My day job is I'm a teacher here in the school district. I teach mostly woodwork and metalwork. I thought I was going to be a North Shore Corridor guy. You know, I thought I was going to ski and bike in the North Shore Corridor and, you know, spend my time in between North Van and Whistler, or North Van and Pemberton maybe I should say, and live there. And, you know, just circumstances, one thing led to another, and I came back to the Okanagan, and absolutely no regrets. I'm so glad that I did. You know, what we have to offer here is it's growing, the amount of people that have learned about it. As I said before, but I mean, we still, you know, there's lots of room to be you and to go out and ride the trails. Like I rode this morning early, and I was probably the only one up there. I think that we have the best low angle slab rock anywhere. Really, really playful terrain. If you want to go fast, if you want to double things up, we have got just great terrain for that. It is high speed, and you know, people come here and they ride some trails and they kind of get lulled into thinking that there isn't gnarly stuff here at all. But we're very just because of the terrain and the angle of the mountains, that we're very much a blue network peppered with bits and pieces of black and double black. But you know, there's stuff that you can get as gnarly as you want to get. Mountain biking is one thing, but I mean, it's really near and dear to my heart that we're taking care of the land and what we have. And I mean, we live in a very sensitive ecosystem, very dry ecosystem here in the Okanagan. And I mean, things aren't getting any cooler these days. So, and you know, it didn't matter a decade ago. It didn't matter because it was me and my buddy, and then, you know, you knew the other two cars in the parking lot and that was it. But, you know, the way that mountain biking's grown exponentially in the last number of years, and all of a sudden, the amount of traffic we see here in Penticton, you know, we really have to get ahead of things and be taking care of the land and making sure that we have it for years to come, so that, you know, I can be doing this for the next 20 years and my kids can be doing this for, you know, however long they decide to do it.
Ooh, yeah, that's an ouch moment. Coming into this trip, I knew that the temps were going to be a bit higher than where I typically spend my time in the province. But Penticton is both a beautiful and stark reminder of the need to be prepared for the power of the sun while recreating in the mountains. Between the dehydration and jaw-dropping backdrop of the Okanagan and Skaha lakes, I let my focus slip and paid the price. Fortunately, there are plenty of wineries and a big blue lake waiting at the bottom to help take the sting off.
This sun is not even.
My name is Regan Payne. I've been in the area since I was like 12 years old, and I've been a part of a number of projects in town, but I am the tech in Sessions Outdoor Sports, and I take care of all the bike side of things. It's definitely one of Canada's hot spots. I moved here when I was a kid, and I spent a lot of time up in the hills learning trails and exploring, and Haynes Point used to have a naturalist talk every week, and you'd go there and you could learn about the wild animals that are in the area, number of endangered reptiles and amphibians and stuff like that. So it's a really interesting place. We actually ended up living with that gentleman,
and we had rattlesnakes hibernating in our fridge next to the milk when we were a kid. It's a really cool place. It's hot. We have a great lake, lots of amenities geared around the lake, and yeah, no, it's a great diversity of outdoor sports here. Paddle boarding, you know, windsurfing and stuff like that on the lake. And then you've got your hiking and horseback riding and the trails up in the mountains. It's just awesome. On our main riding mountain, which is Kruger Mountain or Black Mountain, it's sometimes called, the south base of the mountain is great single track through sage bushes or open fire roads, which are quite loose and rolly. I grew up riding this as like a high-speed drifting around corners sort of thing. And on the north end of the mountain, it's all mostly single track animal trails that have sort of been opened up a little bit to allow handlebars to sneak through trees. But it's very different from one end of the mountain to the other, and it's not a very big mountain, but really fun, windy, flowy single track on the north end, high speed, open, drifting fire road sections down on the south end.
Why do you care so much?
Well, I taught myself how to ride a two-wheel bike when I was 3 years old, and being on two wheels, whether it's motorized or pedal power, it's my happy place. And I always say, if a bike puts a smile on your face, it's a good bike. I just like to see people out there smiling and having a good time.
Time-wise, you know, you have to make your sacrifices, right? If you're really into it, you don't mind doing the trail work over mountain biking. And you know, and especially when you know there's going to be a great product, a great trail at the end, that's going to be there for potentially generations, right? I know my kids are going to enjoy those trails. They helped me build some of those trails, so that's you know, that's the motivation behind all that.
A lot of people have a dream of traveling the world, and I often think travel is great and you get to see these places, but I come back here because this community supports biking and they support each other. Right now, while we're fundraising to build a new trail, all the businesses come out and organizations, foundations, and they say, we're going to support you. So that's truly what makes everyone carry on doing this work.
I would take it as far as it's a spiritual thing. You know, just connection to the land and our natural environment, and going out there and feeling like I'm doing something important for one of the cultural tribes that I live in, and giving back to the thing that I love is really important. And I mean, you know, maybe on the simpler side of things, it's just fun and cool to go build cool shit and then go ride it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get paid, it's volunteer. We don't even get grant money yet, because we're still caught up trying to make everything pure legit, you know. But it's just for the love of bikes. I moved here 16 years ago, and I walked in the shop and I said, where's the trails? And they said, what trails? And I just decided I wasn't gonna live somewhere that didn't have trails. I just love riding bikes. I probably spend more time building and maintaining than I do riding.
What can I say about BC that hasn't already been said? I mean, I grew up obsessing over this part of the world, and the film parts and articles that resonated so deeply with me for so many years are largely responsible for this career I feel so lucky to have built. You know, they say you should never meet your heroes, but here's the issue. I had no idea that so many from the Okanagan Valley were actually my heroes until after I met them.